Alrighty, we are back for our 5th class in our card templates series we've been doing. So let's see, my math is always bad. So after today's class, I can do this one. 5 times 4 is 20. I struggle every month. If you have been following along and you do this one as well, you're going to have 20 different card templates that are all designed to help you make quick and easy cards. If you've missed the other ones, make sure you go to our website. We'll have a link in the video description so you can find all of them so that you can get caught up and make all of these. So if this is your first time watching, what we're going to do is I will talk Dave through making the templates, and then I will show you finished examples of how you can use these templates. Make them, write your measurements on them, and then keep them for when you want to stamp. Now I also have a written tutorial, and I'll talk about that later as we get going to see how you can get that, because I think we want to dive right into it.
I want to get going on these things.
Let's make this month's templates.
Like
Hold on. Alrighty, Dave, let's dive into template number 17. We're starting with your card base, 8.5 by 5.5. You know the drill on that one by now.
I fold it.
So this is actually template 17. We're in class number 5. We do 4 each time. So we've been numbering them, keep the numbering system going here. So there you go. Then we're going to start out with a piece of basic white that is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4.
Okay.
And 2 3/8 by 4 3/8.
I bet that goes like that.
You are correct. Those two just go together.
Grab my green glue.
So our focal layer there is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4, and we're going to back it with 2 3/8 by 4 3/8.
Give that one a big scoosh. This should be good. There
you go. And then I have a piece of designer series paper that's 2.5 by 4.5. 2.5 by 4.5.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is, I guess I'm going to show it to you, then you can glue it. This one's going to go kind of up higher and more left.
This one's got to go kind of like that or something.
So by the time we're done, we kind of have even measurements all the way around. So I'll let you glue those down. Now I mentioned the written tutorial. The tutorial has all these measurements. Otherwise you can just start and stop the video as we go. But the beauty of the tutorial, it will also have the step-by-step instructions for 8 completed cards, which I'm gonna start showing you here as soon as Dave gets all of these glued down. For each template, I make 2 examples to show you how you can use these templates, because they really are designed for any stamps, paper, and ink.
Something about like that.
Yeah, I'd scooch to the right a little bit more because you want about even there.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Now I'm even.
There you go. And that's it for that template. Here's your focal area to build your card on.
Well, that's quick and easy.
I know. We had some pretty easy ones this time, but there's some of my favorite layouts. So here's my first one that's finished. You can see how I stamped my focal layer, and then I just added a greeting and some linen thread. And then always stamp the insides as well as do something pretty to the envelope. Now we're not putting insides in our cards. We did in the first couple classes, but on the inside you can either put just a piece of basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4, or you can go 5 by 3 3/4 if you want to put a border and then make that border a little bit bigger on that. So in the tutorial we do have all those measurements listed as well. So there's the first with my very favorite stamp set. And then here is my second one. And you can see I didn't stamp on the focal layer. I used an embossing folder instead. And then I just did some die cutting and built up my card. And there's the inside. So very easy, fun layout. For this envelope, I just embossed just the flap of the envelope to give that some texture so everything coordinates nice. So there's the first template for this class, number 17. Let's move on to 18. There's your card base, 5.5 by 8.5. Now remember, all these card bases you could also cut at 11 by 4 1/4. I do have that listed in that tutorial as well. Either way, you get the same end results. Then I'm going to give you 3 pieces of designer series paper, and they are 5 1/4 by 1/2.
Okay.
Typically, I'd say make them different, but I think for this one, let's put them all the same. Otherwise, we're not even going to see them on that card base. You're going to glue these all side by side, starting to that left edge with just a nice...
Like over there and just come across?
Yeah, you want just a real little border
okay.
On the left. So these are just a 1/2 inch wide, 5 1/4.
Ooh, lots of glue.
Lots of glue. I hope that one doesn't goosh.
It will not.
Get it on your fingers. You get glue every time on your
About like
fingers.
there?
Yep.
Oop.
That's
It's a wiggly thing.
it's wiggly.
There we go.
Put them real close with just a little gap in between them. Now again, if you want the written tutorial, just follow the link in the video description. We have it for sale over on the website. Or if you place an online order with us this month, we'll send it to you for free. That's our thank you gift when you select us as your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And again, it'll have all the measurements for what Dave's doing, as well as everything to make the completed cards that I'm sharing.
There. Oops. Stuck to my thumb more than the paper.
Oh yeah, because you got glue on your thumbs. Okay, there's your focal layer. It is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4.
So what am I doing with this? Filling that spot, I bet.
It is. Yes,
I
sir.
can do that.
Now again, you can make this as fancy-dancy as you want on that focal layer. Just stamp on it or layer. You add what you
I
want.
like the fancy dancy. Look at that.
I know. There you go. That's it for this template. So let's bring in my cards that are prettier than yours. No offense.
Huh.
So here's the first one. And you can see I added quite a bit on here. I added my greeting. I punched out some flowers. But here's that focal layer where I did all my stamping inside. And then there's our coordinating envelope. And I think this one's so cute. Now here, instead of using Designer Series paper, I use colored cardstock and I embossed it just to get some texture. There's our focal layer, but I punched out our little bird and then the inside. Isn't that cute? And then our envelope has some stamping on it. So there's our second one for this class. Now remember, as you make these templates, I really suggest take your pen and just write all over this and write your measurements on it so that when you pull these out of your shoebox, if you're collecting them in a shoebox, you can easily use them. Okay, for our third one, there is your card base. So this is template 19 if you're following all of our classes. And this is probably the easiest of all templates. But I wanted to share this one because I think sometimes we forget that we can do things easy and still have a really classy card.
I like easy.
So I'm going to give you a 3-inch circle. And let's pull in the dimensionals for that one. Oh, these are stuck together. I got a new pack here. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
And I'd put 4 of them on there. And that is all we're going to add to the front of this card. Now, again, remember, you can, when you use these templates, you can add more layers, you can add more stuff to it. But the base of this card is truly just the card base and the circle. So, and that circle can be different sizes. Mine happens to be 3 inches. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, or you can even make it a different shape. It could be a square, it could be, some fancy die cut shape.
There.
And then we're going to go a little bit towards the top. So you're kind of
like that.
Even left, right, top. Yeah, that looks good.
Kind of like there.
And that's all we're going to do for this template. So let's bring in the fancy cards here.
That was easy.
So you can see, to complete this card, I did some stamping on the background, real subtle, but just so it's not just a plain cardstock back there. There's my circle with some stamping on it, but then I also cut up and popped up with dimensionals a flower. But easy peasy, okay? And then inside, we just have a layer of basic white. Now, the same thing here. We've stamped on the background, we've stamped on the circle, and then I added a die cut just for some dimension, our greeting, our linen thread. And there we go. But you can see how a very simple template lets you make quick and easy cards that I think are cute. I hope you do too. So there's our third one for this class. And finally, number 4. So let's start you with your card base.
There we go.
You know the drill.
That I'm getting good at.
Right. And then this one, we're going to test your gluing skills a little bit.
Even the bone bender's getting a little sticky. I don't know how glue got on that.
You're getting all my stuff all sticky. Okay, we're going to start with a piece of basic white that is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Let's just set that aside, and we're going to work on this first because I have 2 pieces of Designer Series paper that are 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, so 1 1/4 square, correct. And then 2 more, and these are 1 1/4 by, oh gosh, what are these? 2 3/4. So these are going to lay out by putting 1 up at the top, 1 down at the bottom, and then fill in with your squares. Fill in with your squares.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
we'll give it a whirl.
start gluing those down. Again, this is a great template to use up, you know, those scraps of designer series paper.
I make
I'll
scrap.
go up a little higher on that. A little higher, a little higher, a little higher.
Like there?
Yeah. Hopefully you got room.
I got room.
And the great way, or you could use colored cardstock as well for this one. You could use embossed colored cardstock, or
Move over.
so really it's just kind of making like a focal point that's kind of like a background. And then I kept my cards real simple by just adding a greeting on top of it. So let that designer series paper do the work for you, especially when you got pretty papers.
This is pretty paper.
I know it is.
It's kind of neat looking all on its own.
Okay,
Boy, somebody put that one on crooked, didn't they?
So the white that you were gluing onto was 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. So we're going to put that on top of a layer that is 3 by 4
Oh,
and a
this goes
half.
on this.
Yep.
Yep, got that figured
You
out.
stick those together. That's kind of overkill on the glue.
I want it to stick.
It's going to gush on your fingers.
That never happens. Look at that.
There you go. And now you can stick that to the center of your card base.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So this just goes like this.
Yeah.
That's kind of cute.
So
Boy, my thumb is sticky.
So we're about done. I think this was probably our easiest of all the classes
I
we've
think
been
so.
doing.
I like this. Quick, easy cards. That's me.
Easy. That's you. Absolutely. Okay, so our completed one, you can see here where all I did was add a greeting. So when you're using those pretty papers, you can make that card so easily. And then I just added a greeting on the inside as well. So there's the first one. And then the second one, I did the same thing. I just added the greeting. So inside of it, and then on both of these I used the same coordinating paper on my envelopes. So there's the fourth one for this class. So I hope you have enjoyed this class and you've been following along with the other ones. Remember, you can get the tutorial for free if you place a $50 order with us this month. Otherwise, you can purchase it, and that tutorial will not only give you all the measurements for making the templates, but it will have all the step-by-step for all 8 cards that I'm sharing with you today. All the supply list, cutting list, and then step-by-step instructions to actually stamp and make them. So thanks for watching, friends. I hope you're enjoying this series of classes, and we'll be back again next month with 4 new templates.
For now, have a stamp happy day.
You can't talk. Bye, guys.